18 Things I Wish My Father Told Me About Life Before I Turned 18 by Vincent Riverside.
Chapter 2. How to Define Your Own Worth Without Validation from Anyone. There's a moment in every man's life when he realizes something. The world doesn't owe him anything. Not recognition, not approval, and certainly not validation. If you want to feel good about who you are, you can't rely on someone else to give it to you. Growing up without a dad around can make this lesson feel especially sharp. Without that consistent male figure to guide you, to affirm your worth, it's easy to look elsewhere for that validation. You start searching for it in your friends, in your accomplishments, in the way women look at you, or how many likes you get on social media. But here's the truth: none of that can ever really define who you are. If you don't learn how to define your own worth, you'll always be chasing it, and the people or things you depend on to validate you will be in control of your sense of self. I spent years chasing that external approval, trying to prove that I was worthy of respect, of love, of admiration. I thought the way people saw me determined who I was. I'd look at how others were doing, how successful they seemed, how confident they appeared, and I'd compare myself to them. There was always someone smarter, richer, more accomplished, more liked. I was measuring my worth based on standards I didn't even believe in. And I was failing, because I wasn't being true to myself. I was letting the world around me define my value, and that's a dangerous game to play. But here's the thing that took me far too long to realize: nobody else's opinion of you matters more than your own opinion of yourself. You see, when you let others define your worth, you put yourself in a constant state of fear. You become a prisoner to their judgments. If someone doesn't like you, you take it personally, thinking it says something about your value. If you don't get that promotion, or if you don't look like the guy in the magazine, or if you don't meet the expectations of the people around you, you start to think maybe you're not good enough. But that's not truth. That's insecurity masquerading as reality. The real truth? You're the one who decides who you are. The only approval you need is your own. If you can learn to stand strong in your own worth, it doesn't matter if others don't see it. The confidence to say, "I am enough as I am," is a power that no one can take from you. That's not to say we don't need feedback or guidance from others. Feedback is valuable. It helps us grow, it shapes us. But you cannot let it be the foundation of your identity. The moment you tie your self-worth to other people's approval, you're giving them control over how you feel about yourself. And that's dangerous. Building your own sense of worth means looking inside and asking, who am I? What do I stand for? What do I want from life? It means recognizing your value independent of your successes or failures, your looks or your mistakes. It means knowing that you have something unique to offer the world, even if no one else sees it right away. I know what you're thinking. It sounds easier said than done, right? I'm not going to lie, it is. But it's also one of the most important things you'll ever learn. The world is loud. It's full of voices trying to tell you who to be, what to do, how to look, how to act. But the loudest voice needs to be your own. You have to learn how to trust yourself and know that you are enough, just as you are. Here's how you can start. Every day, look in the mirror and tell yourself one thing you like about who you are. It doesn't have to be some grand, philosophical statement. It could be something simple. I'm proud of how I handled that situation, or I've got a good heart, or even I'm getting better every day. The point is, start with small affirmations and build from there. Another key is to stop comparing yourself to others. This is the hardest part, especially in the age of social media, where everyone's highlight reel is in your face 24/7. But comparison will eat you alive. It makes you think you should be farther along, richer, smarter, more successful. The truth is, you're on your own path. No one else has the exact same journey, the same struggles, or the same strengths and weaknesses. So, why compare? Instead, focus on your own progress. Look back at who you were 6 months ago, a year ago, and acknowledge how far you've come. Even if it's just a small step forward, it counts. Celebrate that. Be proud of the fact that you're showing up for yourself every day, that you're committed to growth, and that you're taking responsibility for your life. But here's the real kicker. Defining your own worth means you have to forgive yourself when you fall short. You will fail, and you will stumble. It's part of being human. The difference is, when you learn to define your worth, you can separate your failures from your identity. A setback doesn't make you a failure. It makes you someone who is learning. Mistakes don't define you. They refine you. You'll get knocked down. You'll face rejection. You'll mess up. But none of that has to define who you are. You are more than your worst moment, more than your biggest mistake. You are someone worthy of respect, of love, and of happiness, whether or not anyone else sees it right now. You have to believe that. You have to start valuing yourself from the inside out, not the other way around. The world can be a cold place, but your sense of self-worth doesn't have to be dependent on the approval of others. If you can learn that, you'll stop chasing empty validation. You'll start walking through life with a quiet confidence that doesn't need anyone's approval. And that's where true freedom begins.